Hello, welcome to Jason Cavness Experience. I'm your host, Jason Cavness. I'm the CEO and founder of Cavness HR. At Cavness HR, we provide HR to companies with 400 fewer people by providing a tech platform that automates HR while providing access to a dedicated HR business partner. Now, I want to welcome you to the Jason Cavness Experience Ho Chi Minh City edition. We're doing the podcast live in person from Earth VC in Ho Chi Minh City. Earth VC is on a mission to unfuck the Earth. They're doing this by supporting breakthrough scientific research, empowering outlier founders to build enduring climate businesses, and investing in high-growth startups that decarbonize the world. Earth VC empowers founders who are ambitious, breakthrough, and committed. Earth VC invests in the pre-seed to Series A round. If you think you might be interested, reach out to them at Rebuild Earth VC. So our guest today is Robin. Thanks for being here today, Robin.
Nice to meet you. Right.
Robin, so always try to start off with an easy question. So what do you do to take care of yourself? Like either personally, like physically, spiritually, how do you take care of yourself?
Yeah. So I love yoga. I do some yoga, like in the morning, I just do like meditation, like 20 minutes or something like that. And then I swim like 2-3 times a week. All right. Just like, I love something like reading books, doing some meditation and also swimming. Yeah.
So some people think yoga is like really easy, but yoga can actually be hard, right? If you do it the right way.
Yeah, it's actually I don't do like very professional yoga. I just do some necessary poses, right? Or like just like to make my spine is always straight up and the body is flexible. It's okay for me. Yeah, not just like I go into very professional yoga. Right?
So do you have like a pose you do all the time, like a favorite pose?
Yeah, the most like some like the cobra like this,
Okay.
or something like this to make the spike. It's yeah, and some straight out with the toe. Yeah, it's something like 5 to 7 minutes in the morning. It's just good for me already. Yeah.
And how long have you been doing this? Like a few years?
I think it's like about 2 years.
Okay.
About 2 years.
And what got you started doing yoga? You just wanted to do it for your health, or?
I don't know, but because I love natural. I mean, I like to connect myself to life. I mean, nature, and I believe when I feel like connected, and I feel that yoga is something that helped me with that. Yeah, and some meditation in the morning, it is good too.
And so you do this at your house, you go out in nature somewhere, or?
I'm fine. I'm very healthy.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's not because I'm not healthy and I'm doing yoga. It's just because just like after COVID, and I feel that there's something wrong with this life, and I I try to discover things like nature, like trees, water, all that. I feel something I need to be connected to. And then I read books and I'm doing it very simple, but as long as I feel relaxed and very active. I mean, for myself to really interconnected, not just like this. Yeah.
Then how about swimming? You say you do that twice a week?
I do it every day.
Every day?
The swimming is like two or three times a week.
Okay. And like you swim like a certain number of laps, or?
Yeah, because in my area I have the swimming pools that
Okay.
are very convenient to do it like 2-3 times a week.
So you're a pretty good swimmer then?
Yeah.
Yeah. You've been swimming all your life?
You've
been swimming all your life?
Yeah.
Okay. And you said you read a lot of books. What kind of books do you usually read?
Oh, I read before I read about my professional like education, technology, but now I read like something like about life or spirit. It's not like, because I feel that something is very limited for this, what we have right now. Myself is very limited. If we just very bounded by something we are chasing right now. So that's why I feel it's really better if we do something, can help ourselves and life and other people. It's good for us.
Can you speak 4 languages?
Yeah. I can speak English, for sure, Vietnamese, English, French, Chinese, Mandarin, and some Japanese. Yeah.
And did you learn this in school here in Vietnam, or have you learned your own? Like, how do you learn so many languages?
Only here.
Only
I taught myself.
You taught yourself? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you teach yourself? Just like look at videos, or that's...
In the past, like when I was a student, it's just like at that time Vietnam didn't have a lot of like internet or something, not so very popular or the app to learn right now. It's just like we try to catch some books, and I just feel that I love languages. Yeah, and when I learn language, I feel that I'm very focused, and I feel that I'm open. I'm open-minded, and I just like in the past, like 20 years ago, when you just first see Vietnamese people, just saw a foreigner, they feel like, oh no, shock or something. But with the language and culture, we feel it's more connected together, and that's how I feel I love learning new languages and culture.
Is there another language you want to learn? Or you're done?
I'm done.
You're done. You're done.
Yeah.
So was Chinese the hardest one to learn?
For Vietnamese, it's not the difficult one.
Okay.
But maybe for the West, it's difficult because Vietnam was influenced by Chinese culture. The grammar is very similar.
Okay.
And the meaning or the connection of the words is very similar. So that's why it's easier for Vietnamese to learn Chinese. For example, when we say a word, we can link from Chinese to Vietnamese. So that's why it's easier for Vietnamese to learn.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you use all the languages still today? Like you still speak all of them today, or just only like...
No, it's not every day.
No.
Yeah, not every day.
Yeah.
When we have a chance, for example, when we travel or we have a partner, then I can talk in Mandarin.
Okay. Yeah, I've always heard Mandarin is like pretty hard to learn, especially for Westerners.
Yeah, because of the accent too. Yeah. But fortunately in Vietnamese we have like 6 accents. In Chinese they have 5. We have 5 accents. They have 4 accents.
And I heard Vietnamese is hard too, because Vietnamese is like a tonal language. You have to say each thing like the correct tone.
Yeah, the tone. Yeah. Ni hao is something like this. In Vietnam we have down. Yeah, that sound tone like this.
So what is EdTech? Your EdTech, or not? What is EdTech?
Actually, I'm not a technologist. I'm a technologist. I mean, I'm not in IT. When we created IBI, we set up a small English center to teach children. And in 2013, we found the opportunity of e-learning, and we created IBI. So at that time, we find out a lot of platforms, right? But it's not can replace classroom training. So that's why we create the platform that can help or replace classroom training. That's for me, the EdTech is we integrate the technology into education and enhance education in a way that help the learners to achieve their best.
And so have you found is education the same everywhere? Like, is the way education is taught the same in the United States and Vietnam and Australia is basically the same way it's done? Is it in the same place all over the world?
Actually, is a lot of things similar. And the thing is, that's why the market right now, the customer cannot find which is really effective. For example, when we launch IBI Global is the platform, it's just like a lot of, in 2013, a lot of self-based learning, a lot of effort to learn, but it's supplementary only. It's not like real teaching. And after that, like 2-3 years, then they have Skype, then the live classroom, and then now the virtual live classroom. Classroom is very popular right now. But it's like if only the app or self-based learning is only a supplementary tool. For example, we go to the face-to-face classroom, and then we go home with some stuff to do, right? And with the live classroom training, if we don't do it the proper way, it's just like we learn how to use the language, but it's very limited. It cannot grow like there's a pathway to for the students. So that's why we combine we combine three things. It's not self-based learning, live classroom training, and also the methodology behind that, and also the system to make sure that the student engage and follow the pathway to reach their academic potential. So there's a lot of things similar right now. For example, if we talk like teaching English, a lot of one-on-one, a lot of Skype or virtual classroom is one-on-one, or the app. But the app is just like learning like the very basic. It's cannot grow further for the students because it grow for the unique teachers. Education cannot grow without teachers. The teacher is the major part of education and EdTech. Technology is just a supporting tool for the students or for the teacher or even for the school.
Yeah, it's like this. It's like there's so many variables, right? It's like, like I know the states that like each kid lives different, learns differently. Like some kid might be good with their hands, some might be good like looking and learning. Like some kids like are engaged, some kids like learn fast, some slow. Like how do you so I don't know how you have a sense that takes care of everyone, right? Because obviously I don't think you have a one-on-one education system for everyone, right? In a school. How do you suggest like we like do a better job at this?
Actually, the first thing is for like English training centers, we have the assessment to make sure that they stay in the similar level. That is like, but they have different interests. So they are in the same level already. They can study together with the teacher already. But how to make them engaged or interested in the lesson, it should be the content and the methodology. Right? So even they have different interests and different way, but with the proper methodology, the teacher can help most of them learn the new languages. The second thing is the small size of classroom can really help with the personalization, right? For the content, they have to be very interesting. For the classroom, they have to be small enough to make sure the teacher and student relationship to be enhanced, to be to be robust. Otherwise, it's very difficult for this for the personal personalization. We talk about personalization when the student learn in cell-based. That means now company have AI to know what they like or what their levels, but it's very limited. Without teachers, without human factors, student cannot grow.
So obviously some teachers are good, some teachers are not so good, right? How do we make sure the best trained, best educated, like the teachers actually want to teach versus only have a job, right? Or teaching our kids?
For example, like we say that flipped classroom, like now a lot of people talk about flipped classroom. That's when the student learn in advance, at their own base because they want the teachers. So many universities right now, they do like that, but it failed. The flipped classroom failed in many organizations. Because the teacher just send the video to the students for them to learn before they go to the real classroom. But actually, no one does it.
Okay.
And then when they go to the real classroom, and then there's no one.
Hey, scoot up just a little bit.
Yeah. And then no one really study. All right. So that's why a lot of flipped classroom. Then how to make sure those things happen, like you are asking, is we need a system. For example, in our system, the teachers are different, but the methodology have to be trained the same. The second thing, the materials have to be consistent. I mean, we have the content in our self-based learning. It is really connected to the lesson of live classroom training. And the teacher have to overview all that based on the methodology that trained by the organization. And also, additionally, we also need the student care system. All have to be very connected together to really make it happen. Otherwise, the teacher A will teach their way, the teacher B will teach his way, and no standard or consistent materials or something, then it's very difficult to manage.
And like, how often do you update the methodology of what you do?
Yeah, the methodology and the system.
But how often do you update it? Like, how often does it change, or stays the same all the time?
Oh, we have to change. We have to change the content to really update it.
Okay.
And the second thing is like we have to train the teachers all the time, because the children are different, or the students are different all the time, and the content have to be different. Their demands are different. So that's why the SPY is there, the methodology, the system, but the training have to be updated all the time.
And from your point of view, what makes someone a good teacher? What kind of like characteristics or values should a teacher have to be a good teacher?
I think the first thing, the teacher have to be, the love of the teaching and the student is very important. That means their engagement and their love for children have to be, the love of the children is very important. And for adults, their engagement and their relationship, that's the first thing. That means have to be from humans factors first. If how excellent the teacher is, but they don't have those factors, they cannot connect with the student. That's the first thing. The second thing, for sure, they need to have the standard, like, certificates or something. If they teach English, they need to already be trained in how to teach English, right? And then the third one is the cultural knowledge, especially for teaching English, for teaching. If teaching business, they have to be specialized in the thing or the field they are teaching.
So how does this work, right? Like, I know a lot of kids come from different backgrounds. Like, one set of kids might come from a background where both parents are college educated, the parents can help them out in school, like really support them. Other kid might have parents who like, they want to help, but like they're not really educated, or they're working full time, have no time for the kids. Like, how does that play? And how does a supportive background help or hurt kids?
Yeah, it depends. For example, like we have we have the subsidiaries by IBI School teaching children, because our segment in the children is a little bit in like upper middle class. So that's why we already have the target. Then we understand that group of the student already. Maybe other platform, there will be different segment, right? And from that, we already have the standard methodology for those children, because for those children we know that they are good at devices, because at home they have laptop, iPad, or anything. It is not very difficult for them to do it. And when we test them on the assessment testing, we understand their strength and weakness and their personality, and we put them in the group of the same levels, and we understand like this one may be a little bit active, but this one is a bit, and the teacher will like moderate the class. Yeah, the teacher just like a professional moderator to make sure everyone learn in the positive environment.
And what age should someone start learning a different language? Like 3 years old, 4 years old? What's a good age to start learning a second language?
For the second language is as soon as possible. Okay. The children, the first teacher should be their parents, and then maybe kindergarten or all that. But I think the parents will be the best teacher for those age, because they learn from behaviors. That means we act, we talk, and then they will learn. Yeah. So this is the most difficult. The most important thing is like the parents have to be.
Can you be too old to learn a language? Can you be like, I don't know, 85 years old and be too old, or 60 years old or 40 years old and be too old to learn a language? I'm sure it gets harder the older you get.
I don't think it's any time we can learn a language, anytime, as long as the children or the student are put in the proper environment, the right method, the right environment. Because some people say that it's like 3 or 2 years old people study faster, but some and they say that 6 years or 8 years, but I don't think so. It's like when they go to the right environment, they can develop very well. Yeah.
And so what's your take on, like, I know in the States, it's still like everyone goes to school in a building 9 to 5, but it's still like it'd be better if like maybe do some blended learning, right? Or hybrid learning. What's your take on like blended learning or hybrid learning?
Oh, yeah. So for adults, is very good with blended learning. It's been 100% online is okay. Some online, 80% online, and some offline is also good for them. But for children, it should be like on and off combination. They can have cell-based, they can have live classroom, but have to make sure that they have the club or like for them to really interact together in the real life, and then it's very important. So for children, it should be like on and off. But for adults, I think 80% online, 20% 100% online is good too. But it have to be the combination between cell-based and live, or even some club. It's no problem with that.
And is there a certain age group you go after? Like is certain ages?
The ages that we are doing right now is from 6 years old.
Okay. Yeah, all right. And is it like, what's the oldest?
The oldest is like employee. That's mean employee is a company.
Okay.
Yeah, we go from children to the employees.
Okay. And you're in Vietnam, on which other countries?
We have some partners in other countries, and we do like entrepreneurship work because they are specialized on that. Some of my partners, they are doing training startup, and they are very good at like finance, and then we have a course of finance. If they have like go-to-market strategy, we work with them to build a course, and they have the students.
And so you mainly teach English, correct?
For us, we teach English.
Okay.
But our partner will work with them to do something.
Any plans like to maybe teach Chinese or Japanese or any other language, or English is the main one right now?
We have planned to do like some like Chinese or French, but maybe in the future. Right now, I think that English is something still very fundamental. And,
okay. And what country do you think you're going to go to next?
The teaching.
Yeah.
You mean the language one? I think Chinese or French.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what made you start this company? What motivated you to become an entrepreneur?
When I just graduated, I work for different school. So that's why education is just part of my life.
Is that your degrees in education?
I'm not from any. Yeah. I'm language teaching also, and when I graduated, I work for some companies for education too. So that's why it's just a part of my life. So that's how I started this business.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you started in 2013, I think.
Yeah, 2013.
Okay.
Yeah. For the IBI Global platform, it's like 2013. But before that 1 year, we have the small center, English center.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's been some challenges for you with the company?
Market. Market is a more challenging one. We can have very good product. We can have like good product, good return. The student retention. We can have all that. The market and the competition is super difficult for not only for us, but I think it's very common right now in the market. That's where there's like a lot of things happening, and the changing of the market. Yeah, the changing of the market. You know what? We started this business like a little bit advanced for Vietnam market. We would say that blended learning in 2013 is still very new, right? And now it's coming, and it's a current thing right now. But even that, we already a little bit ahead, but still challenging in different time. We can not forecast when is the right time. Even you do a lot of market research or something like that, but it's what happened is happened. We cannot forecast. Yeah, that is the most challenging thing.
And how long does a student usually stay with you? Students stay with you 1 year, 2 years? Like how long does a student usually stay with your program?
I'm sorry.
Like how long does a student, when someone signs up, how long do they stay with you?
For the children, like about 1.5 of the year. They learn online, but they go like four, 5 courses. For business, for corporates, it's just like two times is maximum. For example, this year we have a contract with them for teaching like 1 course, and after that go to another courses, and after that is not. It project is not like recurring. It's not like the children one. Yeah.
Is there a way to tell if someone's gonna be able to pick up a language? Like, is it a test you give people, say, okay, like you give Jason a test and I pass or fail, and I say, okay, Jason will be able to pick up this language faster?
Oh, yeah. So we have the test is like this. It's the first one is we have the online pre-test. They have to do the grammar, reading, and all that. And after that, they have to do with the teacher, right? And after that, we combine it together. The teacher is the one who understand the person, not only the level of the student, but also the personality of the student too. So that's why we know that who will pick up fast, who will be challenging, who is challenging from reading, who is challenging from writing, or who is like very good at this one, but it's very difficult in this one. We know that, and we make a report to the parents or the students. Like,
suppose you have a student and let's say they're struggling, right? They can't pick it up. Is there a way to tell if they're struggling because, well, they can't pick it up because they don't have the capability, or they're just being lazy, right? I think there's a big difference. Some students don't know because they're lazy, right? And some students don't know because they're not capable, right? Is there a way to tell which is which?
Oh, the flipped classroom will help.
Okay.
For example, even they are the same level, but some will be faster, some will be slower. It's very, very common. The flipped classroom is help them study at their own pace before they go with the live classroom training. So if the fast one, they can learn one time, but the slower one, they can do like 2-3 times, and they can ask the teacher, I don't understand this one, I don't understand this one. And then when they go to the real classroom or the live classroom, they feel more confident. They feel more confident, yeah, with all the friends, yeah.
So let's say you're put in charge of education of the whole world, right? You're the head of education of the whole world. What changes would you make in education?
It depends on what field we are in, right? For education in general, I think that is like to how to let the student develop their whole interest and their whole self is the most important thing. But it's not easy thing, because it's like you need a lot of things to work on that, and it's not, we don't have enough condition to do it. We try to do a lot of things, but it's just like half part of this only. And I don't think we cannot do it in the long future, because we don't have, because the limitation of the education system and everything, and the culture and everything. So I think that this a long way to go, but I think it's the purpose of education we should follow.
So talk about this. Let's talk about this, right? With all these variables, right? Like there's different variables. One big variable is like the boys and girls, right? Because I could be wrong, but boys' brains doesn't fully develop to 25. Girls develop at 21. Like girls develop so much faster than boys at a young age, right? But yet we're all in the same way. Should there be different learning for boys and girls if we learn differently and our brains are developed differently? Or because it's just like education, like seems like this is like a one size fit all solution, and it shouldn't be.
Yeah. The thing is, like, if we study the culture of the East, right? We observe the children, like we observe the children, like when the girls, they are more interested in drawing or craft and arts. Boys, like, different, they are more active, they do something different, because in the Eastern culture, we believe that there is yin and yang. In girls are more yin and boys are more yang. It's very natural, right? So I think that, and the combination of boys and girls, yin and yang, really, if it's balanced, then the world will be beautiful, right? Because men can do business, but women, their interest, their strength is taking care of people. They can do education, business, they can do kindergarten, they can do something like that. And because of boys, because of the yin and yang in education, if we do it in the balanced way, then it's beautiful. It's very good for the world. Yeah.
So have you found that boys or girls learn like faster or better, or like do girls or boys pick things quicker?
I don't see that it's different between them.
Okay.
About if who is faster or not faster. I just see the strength in boy and the strength in girl, or the tendency.
Okay.
Yeah, in them only. Sometimes the girls are very fast, but some boys are very fast. And but for languages, girls are like more
More.
rebel than, but for like something logic, then the boy is a little bit better,
Okay.
right? It's no comparison. It's about the strengths and the tendency in the child in make them different. Yeah, yeah.
So what's your take on AI in education? Do you think AI is going to be just a tool to make education better, or AI is going to take over education? What's your take on AI in education?
I still believe that humans are the key to change the education. I mean, human factor, teacher and student relationship, how they connected together, the knowledge of different culture, the problem solving, the uh, um, that is something AI cannot do better than human. Education is humans. For example, we already have some experience. Like last time, we have a very, like he is the doctor, I mean PhD in education. But when he taught, his knowledge or data is like AI. But when he taught, the children didn't like him. But when I pick, a very, not, it's just very normal level in education. It's just like, but when she taught them, everyone, every children loved her, and then they learn, and they talk, and they speak, and they engage, and they grow with her. So because AI is the recycle of the data. It's no human in there. Right. So I think education still have to be very human.
So do you see a time where, like, instead of like a teacher being in front of class, it'd be like an AI robot teaching?
No, I don't want to see that.
Don't want to see that?
I don't want to see that. Yeah,
No.
it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
But do you think that will happen though?
It will happen.
Yeah.
It will happen. But I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it will happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So next, talk about your deep passion for education.
Yeah. Actually, I feel, education is just a part of my life from the day I graduated and I worked and I started this business. And I connected to the children, the students, and all that, right? And I feel that there's only education is the big tool to change, right? That's why I focus on two things. The first thing is languages. This means communication and culture, because I believe that with languages, understanding of languages and culture, we are more connected. The world is more connected and more understanding each other. And the second thing is the creativity in children or innovation in adults. This will never change. I think so. Because creativity is something lit up until now. And in the system or the content or the curriculum we have right now, we always think about creativity or innovation. So our passion for this is will be, I think it will be long, and we focus on this.
So I'll make this up. Let's suppose in the future they invent up a computer chip, and you put a computer chip in your brain, you can instantly translate all languages. Would you put a chip in your brain?
Cannot be connected.
No.
this, we already experienced a lot of things in our life. Like there's a student, they are like native speaker. And there's a student like non-native speaker, and we interview. And then we feel that, oh, this one is the English native speaker, but the ideas and the feelings we feel about this student better. It's not about the languages.
Okay.
Right? So we interview or we talk with a lot of children, and someone, when we first see that student, we feel good already about him or her. It's not about the language. Yeah. We also recognize that the body language is already 80 or 90% of this decisive decision of the communication, right? So I don't think it's, I don't think that
no computer chip.
No computer chip.
No computer chip.
If it's happened, I don't think it's a good thing for this world too. It can be like translation, like Google. It's okay.
Yeah.
It makes work faster. For example, now we do something and we want to revision or something. Okay, but the ideas come from us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you started your company to be a disruptive force at EdTech.
Yeah.
Why do you want to disrupt the education industry?
At the time we founded IBI Global, it was a kind of disruption, because at that time we already did a lot of research and know blended or flip, the system at that time is more about a cell-based learning at that time. And after that, it's with the live classroom, right? And now it's more blended and hybrid. After COVID, it's changing a lot of things, that people more hybrid because it's flexible, different type of learning, right? So and until now, it's still working in that way, but it's still educating people. It's not like it's not like already there. No, still this blended or hybrid is still continuing for the next years. Right.
So how do you think COVID changed education around the world? Because like example, in the States, some people say it made it better because it made parents like focus more on their parents' education. And it was bad because I know there was a school district in Houston, Texas, where supposedly like 40,000 kids, they lost track of 40,000 kids, right? They're like, where these kids go to, right? So you think COVID like was maybe a good thing for education, or is it actually a neutral bad? What do you think?
Is well, before COVID, right? Children didn't use a live classroom, but during COVID, it's more of children were trained with the live classroom. And after COVID, they go back to the classroom. I mean, the physical classroom. Still some they take, still live classroom for sure, but it's not the school. It's like English training or some like short training. So I think that COVID is a good chance for the children to learn the new way of learning. Good or bad is how we use it, or how the product really help them growing or not. But at least the children or the student have a chance to learn new type of learning. And they have a choice. They have a choice. For example, they will want it should be the physical classroom or the online one. Yeah, that they have more choices. So that's a good thing for the education.
So what's your take on this? Like, I think some people will say that all education should be in person, because if you're a kid in person, you'll learn social skills, people skills, how to get along with others. So what's your take on that?
Yeah. That's why I explained before for adults, it's okay because we have a lot of time for work and we interact with people. Like it's 100% online is good, the high percentage. But for children, 100% is not good. That's why in our system, we have live classroom, we have cell-based, we have live, but we still have offline project learning for the children because we believe that human factor is still very important, right? Interact with people, problem solving, project, reading, research, is all that skill are very important for the children. But for adults, for sure, we already been all that, and now we have a lot of time for working with people. So when we take a short courses or a course, we should set our time with the with the online one. It's good.
So yourself, you've won many awards over the years, right? Can you talk about one award like you're really proud of?
I'm sorry.
Like during the past few years, you and your company have won a lot of awards for different things. Can you talk about one of the awards that you're really proud of?
I'm sorry.
So like you won a lot of awards.
Yeah, a lot of work.
Like which one are you like really proud of?
Oh yeah, I am proud of right now is like we were the first one were recognized by the EdTech Award in Vietnam, from Vietnam, right? Before that, there's Elsa Speak, but they're headquartered in the US. So, but we continuously got it because, so that's why we're proud that we are the first one were recognized by the EdTech Award. Yeah, and that's something we feel that we have done something for this world. Yeah.
And then can you talk about the EdTech book you wrote?
The EdTech
book that you wrote.
Oh yeah. I was invited by the SuperCharger Venture to write to co-write the book. That's the first that's the book writing about EdTech, but it's collective 50 experts from all over the world. So I just wrote a part of this, like a chapter of that. Yeah. That's also something I'm proud too. Yeah.
And you're gonna do any more writing? More book writing in the future?
I don't know, because it's for myself. I don't think that that's a big job if I do it myself. But if there's some invitation or something, I'm very willing to do it. Yeah.
And then you also do consulting for M&A deals in education. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. That is not our business, but it just come to us. And then we did it with one of the biggest education consulting company in the world. And, in the past 7 or 8 years, it's a lot of M&A in education in Vietnam from at first is the English Center, and then K-12, and then university, and then kindergarten. And we have been, involved, getting involved in a lot of projects like that. Yeah.
And how many of those deals do you help out with a year? Like 1 or 2 a year, or just depends?
Oh, every year.
Okay.
Every year we have, just like every year.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially from 2018. Before COVID, just like 17 or 18, and then from that until now, it's like 8 years. It's a lot of M&A in here. Yeah.
And were you're born and raised here in Vietnam?
Yeah, in Vietnam. Yeah.
So what's something about Vietnam you'd want people who have never been in Vietnam to know about Vietnam?
Oh yeah, You mean for which type of people, business person?
Whatever, any business visitors or.
Yeah. So I think one of the things that I can suggest is, Vietnam, there's a long, long beach. The beaches is everywhere. It's very good that if we can choose some, the small city with near the beach, and I think it's very good to live, right? Because the food is very affordable and varied, right? Um, Living standard is just very affordable, but with the nature and all that, and I think it's good for anyone to really visit to live for a while. It's good too.
So do you do anything else for fun besides yoga and swimming?
Instrument?
No, for fun besides
for fun,
besides yoga and swimming.
I do piano, guitar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you play guitar too?
Yeah, guitar and piano.
I mean, you have a lot of varied interests.
Yeah, at first, when I was younger, I knew the guitar, but when I started have my child, then I learned piano because my purpose is teaching her, right? So that's why I now I know piano and guitar. Yeah.
First one for you is like how I put this like, can anyone learn anything, right? Like, can I say, hey, I want to learn piano, I want to learn whatever? Can anyone learn anything, you think? Or there's some things you can't learn based on like different variables?
I don't know, but I think like music and art is just like, for me, it's very okay to learn. It's not very difficult. But for someone, it's just like very difficult. Yeah. So I think that music and art is something you already have in you before you start. It's faster. It's not like math or something else. It's like everyone can learn. But music and art is something very, very, very different. I think so, because like I have my brothers, he wanted to learn, but it's just like very difficult for him, and he quit, and then and he try again and he quit. But for me, I just when I try, I can.
And you just have the one kid?
Yeah, I have one daughter.
How old is your daughter?
10 years old.
So what skills do you want her to have? What skills do you want her to learn to be like a successful adult in the future?
I taught her everything I have, right? Just like the first thing I taught her is languages, and then and then later is music, and then one funny thing that when she was in grade 2, and then she loved drawing. But when she drew, and then he said that, why my friend said that is my drawing is ugly, and then
kids are so mean.
Yeah. She said like that, and I was influenced by my uncle, and he was an architect. He's one like, and he didn't teach me anything, but he just showed me some basic sketching. And I taught her some basic sketching of lining, circular. And now after like from grade, and then after that, like after 1 year, and now she can draw portraits, landscape, and the face, the portrait of anyone. And I and now she loves arts and music, but her logic is still very good. I mean that her now I believe that the two spheres of the brains can develop very well together. It's not like we believe that some is very left-oriented or some very right-oriented. private brand. So I think if we know the proper way to teach children, then they can develop two brands. It's very good. So that's why in the past, in the East, or even in the Chinese civilization in the past, people learn, we say that qin means instrument, right? That's mean qi, that means chess, and poem. The third one is the poem, and the last one is the painting or drawing. That in the past they teach people in the noble or royal family. Just that's four skills, very important. Yeah, that's like this.
So let's say there's one person who's very, very smart, right? And their friend is like, we'll say not so smart, right? Does a smart person make the other person smarter? Or does like, the lack of a better term, the dumb person make the smart person dumb? Like how do they, or if you're smart, you're dumb, you're dumb. Of course, dumb is not the right term to use. I can't think of anything to use right now, but you know what I'm saying? Like, how does that work, you think? Can the people around you influence your intelligence, make it better or worse?
In my belief, it's very difficult to change. Because it's just culture thing. In the Eastern culture, we say that when we were born, every child was born with their already previous energy follow them. That's why they were born, and they have, and that's why that is already in them.
Okay.
We can make them better. We can help them better with education, and we try, but we cannot change, except for he or she changing himself or herself. So it's influence each other, but cannot change each other very well. Yeah, and that is in my belief.
So let's say someone doesn't want to get better. Like, how is there a way to influence them to get better, or you just said, okay, he'll get better when they want to get better, or is there a way you can influence them to get better?
The influence is the influence works too, but it's not like what we expect. He or she will be better in the better environment. For example, he's very slow, but his friend is very fast. But it's not like the fast one just run by himself, but he look back and help and talk and share. And in the long term, the other one, the slow one, will be changing better, but it's not as fast as the smart one. Yeah, but if it just in the environment that the smart just go by himself, the slower one can never be changed. So it's not about smart or not, but it's about the sharing environment. The sharing environment is very important for the kids.
So I think there's a lot of people out there who have like a lot of potential, right? You look at them like, man, what are you doing with your life? You have all the potential, you're not doing nothing. Like you just, like, you should be doing so much better, right? Like, how do you do that? Like, how do you make people see the potential themselves when they don't see it in themselves?
I think what I'm saying is not practical. If in a family, it's okay, or the good education system, but if we go to the ordinary education system, we go to work, because at that time, everyone, they have their purpose, they have their target. No one look back to share with someone, because that's not the system. So, but that's one is in reality is very difficult. But what I'm saying, the ideal, right? Because for example, in a company, we have like 100 people. Everyone have their target, everyday revenue, every day is like KPI, everything. They never look back. They just try to move that way, right? Even the education system right now, even we can see like a lot of school, like have to be compete a lot and praise, or if they have good praise, you can tap here, tap there. There's a lot of things is happening right now. So I think it's in reality it's very difficult.
And so how do you do your schedule every day? Like you work 9 to 5 every day, you work 80 hours a week. Like how do you do your schedule? Like you do a calendar, like how do you do your schedule for your business yourself?
For my kids,
Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't have any pressure. She doesn't have any pressure. Yeah, we still teach her how to be organized and how to work small, or how to do things effectively, but we never send her to extra classes. We never do it, and we never put pressure on her. So I think that, and we find that in that way she grows very well, even not only in the academic achievement but also the well-being one is very good. So that's why we feel until now we still feel that it's a good way to go.
And how do you do your own schedule?
Oh, the scheduling is like when a child was very young, like 4 or 5 years old or something, it's very difficult to do the scheduling. But when she grow to 6 or 7, we can sit with her or him doing the project about scheduling.
Okay.
Yeah.
And next, talk about some of the pros and cons of having your own company.
The project of
No, the pros and cons, like the good things and bad things about having your own company.
Oh, the good thing is that we have a good team together until now, because that we are good friends and we work until now, and we are very connected. So that's why we have good products. And the bad thing that we have, we see that that is a challenging all the time. It's a market, the competition in the market, and the market, like I said before.
So talk some more about why and how you started your company.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why, but when I was like middle school, in my mind, my dream is like I want to be the entrepreneur, just like from young dream. Dream from I was very young, and because it's in my mind already, so I always try to open something when after I graduated or I went to work for a while. I always think I have to do something, and from that I started the business.
And then what do you focus on now for your business?
Products and existing customers. Yeah.
And how do you keep your existing customers?
Because existing customer, when they want to change the company, I mean the new vendors, we can know right away, because they will talk with us. Why? For example, if the pricing, and we talk with them about the pricing. If there's something new in the market, then we have to understand the competitors very well to explain with them that how it works, why we are better, or why we are more suitable to your company. Yeah, that's been understanding the market and the competitors, and also have to get updated a lot about the pricing, and understand the problems of the company that they want to solve. Then we have to make sure that our products can solve their problems. That means we show that we understand them better than others.
Can you talk some about how you came up with your business model or your pricing?
For the business model, that because when we started IBI Global platform, at that time, for sure, we cannot do it like for children. We just focus on adults. And even adult, the mass markets over there, not a lot of people at that time understood what is e-learning. So that's why we focus on B2B. And so that's why we have that B2B business model, right? And the pricing, for sure, we have to do a lot of research. We have to understand the pricing of the competitors, and we put on the comparison and what are the pros and cons, and what we have, what we don't have, and how the competitor charges the clients, and from that we can have our own pricing.
For the B2B, does it matter the industry of the company?
Oh, yeah, for corporates, for company.
But does it matter if it's like a tech company, construction company?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
How about the size of the company? Does that matter?
Normally, only big size. They
Like
They have
enterprise.
budget for
Okay.
for the training.
Okay.
Especially for the, for these years, a lot of company don't have the budget for.
And so when a company uses you, I'm guessing because they're thinking about breaking into the U.S. market, or it's an English-speaking market.
No, non-speaking English.
Okay.
For English-speaking markets, I think we just do entrepreneurship like we do with our partner.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's your vision for the company moving forward?
Until now, for the segment we already have from kids to adult. I think that we already have the vertical one I think it's enough for us, right? The key thing right now, how to move the company focus is we will focus more on products and sales, right? To make what we have right now to be more in the market. We are thinking for the product, we are thinking it's enough for the market right now, because it's still, even our models still have to educate people. We are thinking about putting AI in the future, but we are observing how AI is working in education, and it is really the right choice or not. So we will think about that.
So can you talk about how your sales process works?
The process of
the sales process, yeah.
A sales process. Yeah. We have a business development team, right? That our sales team, the first thing we do, like they go and talk. They have to meet the clients, and every year we have workshop. Normally we have workshop with our partners, right? Or the HR partners that we have in Vietnam, right? And then from that we generate lists, and then from that we talk with people, and our sales team will continue their closing or something. But some customer we have followed like 2-3 years very normally. Maybe this year we talk with them, next year they don't care, but then the next year they come back to it and say, okay, we have the demand for this. We don't know, because it's B2B is a long-term one. Yeah.
So I'm here in Vietnam till February. Any recommendation of what I should do while I'm here, as far as fun stuff?
Just found this February.
Yeah. Like any recommendation of what I should do or go see?
For personal life or for...
either one, personal life, business, networking, anything.
Oh, I think you should. Have you traveled to other places?
No.
You should go to the middle and the north.
Okay.
Different culture, different landscape, more beautiful over there. Okay. The people and the cultures are different too. Yeah, very different from the south.
Okay, so up north, go up north.
Middle and the north. From middle and the north is just like something very, very good to see. Middle is more about beaches, and the north is more about mountains.
Okay.
The voices you hear is very different.
Yeah, I always feel like the dialect
Yeah,
is
the
very
culture,
different.
the
Yeah.
attitude, and
Yeah. I heard it's very different. North and South
Yeah.
dialect, food, different
yeah,
things.
the food. Also, it's different from places to places.
Nice. Is there anything else that I asked you I haven't asked you yet, or anything else you want to talk about?
Ash.
Is there anything else that I asked you that I didn't ask you yet, or anything else you want to talk about?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that fine for me.
Mhm.
If you yeah, yeah.
Okay. Can you give us your social media or ways for people to reach out to you?
Social media.
Yeah. Like a way for people to reach out to you,
We
like your LinkedIn or email, or in case somebody wants to contact you.
yeah. Linking an email is something that
So LinkedIn is the best.
LinkedIn is the best. Yeah.
Okay.
And email too is good too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Robin, thanks for your time today. Really
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah.
And to our listeners, thank you for your time as well. And remember to be great every day.